Boom! What's going on? My friend Ozil here, Vlogmas Challenge, day 23. I just got done with my early work day. I went into the office. Well, it wasn't super early. I went in around 8 o'clock. I did two 90-minute work blocks. Got some things done, did some podcast planning. I'm going to be relaunching my podcast in February, so I'm really excited about that. Really looking forward to getting behind the mic. I've been helping people get on the mic, launching their own podcast, which I will continue doing. If you're interested in one-on-one podcast coaching, by the way, feel free to hit me up. ozilmedia11@gmail.com. Little shameless plug there. But I've been working on launching my own podcast. So I was doing some planning, getting everything organized. And then I was working on some content for my coaching program. So got some work done. I'm feeling really good, caffeinated, highly caffeinated. Gonna take a break. And what time is it right now? It is 12:10. So I'm gonna go and take a little short break, go to the gym, and maybe do some gift wrapping, all that fun stuff. So, by the way, are you finished with Christmas shopping? Like, leave me a comment down below. Let me know what your Christmas shopping looks like. If you're done, I know, as always, I mean, to me, it's like anxiety, because Christmas shopping is something that I'm not good at all. I overthink gifts. I start adding gifts, and it just takes me probably like another week just to wrap the gifts. Let me know if you feel me on that. So I'm glad that it's done. So I'm going to be wrapping it up today, getting ready for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day, of course, on Saturday. But all in all, feeling good, feeling great. All 2 minutes to get into what I'm going to talk about today, but we're vlogging, so whatever. It's just, this is my digital journal right here, y'all. So I'm going to flow here. I was listening to a podcast recently, and excuse me, I'm going to go ahead and turn this on because it's getting a little warm. I don't know what's going on. If you're in Houston, the weather's been like, it's been weird. Like, it was nice and chilly, and now it's like warm, and I don't know how I feel about that. Anyhow, so I was listening to a podcast. There you go. I was listening to a podcast, and it was talking about people who are challenged by ADHD, people who are challenged by anxiety. It was a really interesting podcast with a doctor who studies this. If anybody's interested, feel free to reach out to me. I'll definitely send that to you. It was a really insightful podcast, and as someone who was challenged sometimes with attention span, I was really intrigued by some of the insights and findings on some of the research that's happening currently in this world of attention disorder and focus and this need to be productive. And one of the things that this doctor, let me turn this down because hopefully it's not too loud. One of the things that this doctor talked about in this podcast is asking the question, the podcaster was asking, are we overly stimulated? Like, what's happening here? And this doctor goes on to say that because due to the overstimulation, right, being on the phone, being on social media, feel like you always need to go, everything's just so hyperactivity, hyper focused these days, which makes total sense. I mean, me being an entrepreneur, and then of course having an online business, I mean, there's social media marketing, there's content creation, there's outreach, there's sales, of course I host masterminds, and there's a lot of moving parts to what we do. And if you're an online entrepreneur or have an online platform, you know what I'm talking about. So this overstimulation is creating more attention disorder, and it's really not a disorder. It's just that our focus is being challenged by being overly stimulated by these devices, right? We're on autopilot. We're going to our phone early in the morning. We're checking our email. We're checking social media. If you're a creator, you're checking out your stats. We're constantly plugged in to the Matrix. There you go, little plug there for the Matrix. Shout out to the Matrix. And that's what's creating this attention tug of war. And I really started thinking about, okay, you know, what's happening here, and what's a solution for sometimes struggling with my focus. And one of the things that he suggested, this doctor, well, there were some natural supplements, but one of the things he suggested is going through like a social media fasting, and really being mindful of when you pick up this device, this phone, pointing at the phone, or, you know, and you know, what are the times that you give yourself to back away from it, you know, and going through, and some people even do like a, you know, 7-10 day social media fasting where they delete all their apps, they're just not checking social media, and they're getting reconnected with like just, you know, old school tactics, right? Getting out, going for a walk, working out, phone calls instead of texting, and just getting reconnected with the nature of humanity. And I think it's important. I don't know, because of my business being online, I don't know if I could do a fasting, but I wanted to shoot this video just to talk about the importance, if anything, of being mindful of time for self, you know, and doing things that keep you aligned with what's real and what's not, and helping you focus on the things that matter. Again, I think oftentimes we get trapped in this hamster wheel of being productive, and it just raises a question of, do we really have an attention disorder? And some people do. This doctor wasn't negating that there are people who do have real attention, you know, ADHD disorder, that deal with anxiety, and do need meds to help them to cope with it. But he also raised the other question that there's a majority of people, I forgot what the percentage was, but people who don't need it, you know. It's just simply a case of being overly stimulated. So one of the things that I want to be mindful of moving forward is, what can I do to restrict myself from being on the phone, from feeling like I need to be doing a bazillion things, from not, you know, when I go to bed, sometimes I'm, you know, watching YouTube, or I'm plugged into an audiobook, and finding ways to fast and get away from it. You know, much like how fasting is good, right? They say that you shouldn't eat, you know, after 8 o'clock, not eat 3 to 4 hours prior to sleeping. You know, same thing with social media and being plugged in. I think being plugged in constantly, you know, listening to music, listening to podcasts, and not being present with the moment, could be more of a distraction and be detrimental to your overall sense of humanity, and your of course your brain, and giving it a break to find its normal balance, you know, rather than feeling like you need to be on 24/7. So anyways, it was a super interesting podcast episode. Really enjoyed it, and had me thinking about my journey, and how I handle and manage through my daily doings. So anyways, let me know down below if that resonated with you. Let me know if you are mindful. Have you struggled with, you know, feeling like you need to be plugged in all the time? I know it could be difficult, especially for us creators, for, you know, entrepreneurs, but something to think about. So anyhow, that's it. Vlogmas challenge day 23. That's my message for today. Go and have an amazing day. Shout out again to Vid Houston. Shout out to you for watching this video, and for everybody who comments. I know sometimes it takes me a minute for me to comment back, just because of the holidays and everything going on. But you know, Eric, Alex, Brian, some of you who have been commenting lately, thank you so much. Helen, thank you so much for commenting and showing love. So love you guys.